The Central Board for Secondary Education, or CBSE, has announced a major change for students in Class 9th and Class 10th. Now, starting July 1st this year, students in CBSE schools will now have to study 3 languages, and at least 2 of them must be Indian languages. That's right, let that soak in. Now you need 3 languages, out of which 2 need to be Indian languages. So what exactly has changed? Can students still study French or Spanish or German? And how will schools actually implement this from the next academic session? Let's break it down step by step. Well, CBSE has revised the language structure for secondary school students. Now, from the 2026-27 academic session onward, students entering class 9th must study 3 languages. Now, CBSE has a technical term for them. It calls them R1, R2, R3. And under the new rule, at least 2 of these must be native Indian languages. Now, this applies to all CBSE affiliated schools. This change is linked to the National Education Policy, or NEP 2020. Now, NEP 2020 strongly recommends multilingual education and the 3-language formula. The National Curriculum Framework 2023 also recommends that students continue learning 3 languages up to secondary school. Now, CBSE says the updated policy is part of aligning school education with these national education reforms. Now, one of the biggest questions parents and students had was about English. Well, English will continue as a language subject. It is not being removed. But under the new structure, English alone will not satisfy the 2 Indian languages requirement. So, if a student studies, let's say, English, French and German, that combination will not be allowed under the new rule. Students will still need at least 2 Indian languages in their final language combination. But can students still study foreign languages? Well, the answer to that is yes, foreign languages are still allowed. Students can continue choosing languages like French, German, Spanish, Japanese or Russian, but there's a condition. A foreign language can only be taken if the other 2 selected languages are Indian languages. Now, CBSE has also allowed foreign languages to be offered as an optional 4th language. So, foreign language are staying, these languages are very much existing in the system, but they cannot replace the requirement for 2 Indian languages. Now, the big question really is, which languages really count as Indian languages? Well, students can choose from the CBSE approved language list. This includes languages such as, of course, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Punjabi, Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, Assamese, Odia, Urdu, even Sanskrit, as well as several others. Now, schools will eventually decide which languages they can offer depending on teachers as well as infrastructure. However, CBSE has clearly stated that there will be no class 10th board examination for R3. Remember, the 3rd language, R3. Instead, the assessment will be school-based and internal, but the student's performance in R3 will still appear on the CBSE certificate. Now, CBSE says this has been done to reduce pressure on students while continuing multilingual learning. Not sure how many students will agree to the reduced pressure part here. Well, moving on, the board has also clarified that no student will be stopped from appearing in class 10th board exams because of R3. So, how will this transition really work? Well, there's a major challenge. Textbooks for the new R3 structure at the secondary level are not fully ready yet. So, CBSE has introduced a temporary arrangement. Now, for the 2026-27 session, Class 9 students will use Class 6 level textbooks for the 3rd language. Schools have also been asked to supplement lessons using poems, short stories, fiction and local literature in the selected language. Now, CBSE says detailed guidelines on teaching material will be issued separately. Now, CBSE has acknowledged that many schools may not currently have enough language teachers. Now, to manage this transition, schools have been allowed to use temporary solutions such as sharing teachers with nearby schools, hybrid or virtual teaching, and employing retired language teachers who know the language. Now, schools have also been instructed to update their language option on the CBSE Oasis portal before implementation. Now, in case you are wondering about any exceptions, yes, CBSE says certain categories may receive flexibility on a case-by-case basis. Now, these include children with special needs, foreign students, and CBSE schools located outside India. For example, an Indian school in UAE has already clarified that local implementation may differ based on student requirements.